And good evening, and welcome to Pearl-Cohn High School here in Nashville, Tennessee, for tonight's broadcast of the Pearl-Cohn, homestanding Pearl-Cohn Firebirds against your visiting CPA Lions in this big district matchup, the regular season finale for both teams. Pearl-Cohn comes in with a record of 3-6 on the season. CPA 9-0, hoping to cap off a perfect regular season and go 10-0 with a victory here tonight against the Firebirds. You just heard the national anthem, the ending, a beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, and we're just about a minute or so away from kickoff, maybe two. You'll see the captains in the middle of the field now. And we'll tell you quickly that Pearl-Cohn's record might be a little bit deceiving at 3-6. They come in, they've lost 4 games to some very tough winning teams. They've lost to NBA, among others. They defeated, get this right here. Well, I don't have it in front of me, actually, the correct way, but they are 3-6, and the losses include Montgomery Bell Academy, along with Lipscomb, BGA, and then I think Blackman as well, and Cane Ridge. They had a tough season, but they are a little bit better perhaps than the record indicates. Lions, of course, come in undefeated at 9-0. They've defeated Good Pasture, Kenwood, Lancaster Christian, Stratford, Davidson Academy, East Nashville, Maplewood, Whites Creek, and Lipscomb Academy. And that was last week, and they come into this game with a chance to go 10-0, unblemished. Coached by Ingle Martin, the Lions, and his staff. Firebirds are coached by Tony Brunetti. Does a great job with Pearl-Cohn. They are 3-2 in the league and 3-6 overall this season. You'll hear to my right up here. We're on the roof, by the way, slaving away here, working hard to bring you the broadcast on what is a blustery night in Nashville with rain in the forecast. I got an umbrella that's taped down up here on the roof, taped around the fencing, and so I'm looking through chain link to see the game. So we'll see if we can see it. And you might hear the voice of famous Catfish on the PA here at Pearl-Cohn, and you'll hear the marching band as well and see them at halftime. They're entertaining. They came marching in about half an hour ago and with great flair. If you've ever been to a game here or seen them play at CPA, you've seen the flair and the rhythm and the excitement of the marching band at Pearl-Cohn. It's one of the signature groups here for the Firebirds. They bring a lot of team spirit and a lot of school spirit to the table. CPA, there you see the sign down there, the banner with the logo on it. There come the players right through as we gear up for this big matchup. Cheerleaders, of course, doing a great job of braving the elements as well to get out here and cheer on the Lions. You'll see across the way right now, you can see some of the fans on our side, on the visiting side, and now we'll zoom in on the field. Want to give a shout out. I know there are people listening all over the place tonight, including perhaps even across the oceans in Lebanon. That would be Matt Frigi. My understanding is that professional basketball player, former Vanderbilt standout, and good friend to CPA, Matt Frigi, is tuning in over in Lebanon. If that's true, Matt, hey, thanks for being with us. Hope you enjoy the game. Glad to have international listeners tonight throughout the globe. And last night we had someone tuning into the soccer game from Australia, a member of the Lee family. I think grandfather, I'm not sure, but was listening and watching from Australia. So that's great to know we can broadcast the games and have listeners and viewers all over not only the U.S., but also sometimes across the world. Here comes kickoff. It'll be Pearl-Cohn kicking off from the 40 as the first quarter will begin just momentarily. It's football time here in Nashville, CPA and Pearl-Cohn. Kick is a good one down to about the 10, taken by Chase Smith. Smith will go to his right, has some blockers, has a wall, has some room. Chase will be tackled down at about the 40. Good run back there. Tackle was made by number 11, Avery Cox. But a good run back, good blocking, and a good seam up the middle that Chase Smith was able to squirt through. And not for Cox there, I think, to make the tackle. It might have been even a longer return. But it's 1st and 10 Lions at the 40, their own 40-yard line to begin the game. And you can hear that band down in the stands getting the home crowd fired up. Quarterback Albert Mitchell, the senior. In motion goes Thomas Richard. Hand up the middle, Smith. Smith has a lot of room. Smith, a big hole in the middle. Smith still going. Smith churning down inside the 45 to about the 42 of Pearl-Cohn. Nice play out of the gate right there. And 17-yard run. Almost said gain. So a great start, reminiscent of last week when CPA went 80 yards in, I think it was 5 plays, all by Chase Smith. That's exactly the start they had this time. We'll see if they do the same thing with Smith again here on first down and 10 from the 42. Yes, Smith gets it up the middle. Smith has a lot of room. Smith, one man to beat, maybe two. Another first down inside the 30 this time. This is deja vu from last Friday night against Lipscomb. Lions will hurry up again, no huddle. First down and 10, CPA from the 27-yard line of Pearl-Cohn. Just underway, 11:27 to go here in the first quarter. In motion goes Landers. Mitchell, yes. Smith again. Smith looking for a seam. He'll kind of hesitate there and then look for the hole. Not as much that time. He gets about 3, maybe to the 26. So we're going to give it, I think, 2 yards on the gain. So that time, not as much, but it's same exact sequence as last week. We have the Chase Smith show. Wind is blowing, by the way, quite hardly. This time it's a fake handoff. Mitchell pass out to, who is that? It's a nice catch and a first down made. Good catch, nice pass and catch there. I think it might have been, I lost track of the number. I think it might have been Godwin on the catch. Hey, who caught that ball? Godwin? Sorry, I missed the receiver right there. I thought it looked like it might have been either Godwin. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's a first down 10 for 10 for CPA. Up the middle goes Smith. This time not much there. He's shoved back. And you might hear Catfish. He said fumble Ruski there. So now it's going to be second down. And they lost yard on that play. Richard out to the right. Bex Presley out to the left. Presley now in motion. It's Smith on the handoff from Mitchell up the middle. This time Smith trying to find some room. Not very much there. That's 2 plays in a row where Pearl-Cohn's interior line has stuffed the play with help from the linebackers. So this time, now the drive is a little bit stalled. It's going to be third down and long, 3rd and 9 for CPA from the 17-yard line. Field goal range, yes. Most certainly in the range for J.R. Osborne, the sophomore. Of course, CPA would prefer to have 6. Here's Mitchell in the gun. Looking for Richard. Bobbles it at first, then catches it. Now still on his feet. Goes down inside the 10. That's going to be short of the first down, actually. Well, that bobble there may have cost him a chance to turn upfield and spin down for the first down. So it's going to be 4th down and what? About a yard. Maybe a long yard. CPA going to go for it. Smith in the backfield with Landers. Mitchell under center this time. It's a quarterback sneak. I think he got it. Yeah, he moves the pile forward, churning those legs. Good job by Mitchell. He gets a couple. If they mark it the way I think they'll mark it, yes, they do. It'll be at the 6-yard line, and it will be a first down for CPA. So the drive continues on that 4th down conversion right there. Goes from about the 9 to the 6. About 3-yard gain there for Mitchell. First and goal, CPA. In motion this time. Now it's Smith up the middle. Smith hit hard. Nice tackle right there by number 42 for Pearl-Cohn. That was Hayden Gregory. Gregory, the junior linebacker, with a nice stick on Smith. Not much of a gain there. Maybe a yard. Second down goal. Catfish is entertaining on the PA. In motion was Presley there. Handoff to Smith. Going to his right, cutting it back inside. Going to be met by Pearl-Cohn's defense there and stuffed after the maybe no gain, actually. Looked like number 60 for Pearl-Cohn was on the spot there. Delarius Richmond. Detarius Richmond, I apologize. I've got the roster up here in the semi-darkness. Trying to get the names right. That was a nice tackle by Richmond. It'll be 3rd and goal now. Ball is spotted, I think, at the 6 from this angle. Here is Smith. No, it's a fake. Mitchell has it, looking for a man in the open. Wide open is Robert Brown. Touchdown, Lions. With a pass on a little bit of a play action, Mitchell took a short rollout to his left, and there across the middle was Robert Brown, the senior, and he made the reception for the first points of the game. CPA 6-0, pending the extra point attempt by Osborne. And Brown was wide open on that play. Brown will snap it, I believe, yep. Manuel to hold. Low snap, and it's going to be blocked. What happened with low snap right there, and I think Manuel did his best to try to get it up on the upright for Osborne to attempt, but the kick was doomed, I think maybe from the start. Unfortunately, was blocked by Pearl-Cohn. So it'll remain 6-0 CPA with just 8:05 remaining in the first quarter. So first 4 minutes of the game, CPA would have to say overall they're pleased with that start. Long drive, lots of Chase Smith on that one, and then 3 passes as well. Actually a pretty good mix of run and pass on that. There were 3 passes. One was to Richard, one was, I think, to Godwin, but I'm not positive, and the third one was a touchdown pass to Brown. So 6-0 Lions lead. Pearl-Cohn up to bat. We'll mention, of course, that tomorrow, I think it's 10 a.m., is the playoff pairing show where they announce who's going to play whom and when and where in the playoffs. CPA, of course, has guaranteed a spot and locked it up and won the district title last week. And so Pearl-Cohn's got a shot, I think. Maybe slimmer chance, but 3-2 in district play. Now the wind's going to blow. There may be a need for a holder. Saw Osborne before the game warming up, and he was kicking it well, but that wind was playing tricks even then. He had practice. He had a holder in warm-ups to make sure that ball wouldn't fly around. So it's going to be Osborne kicking from the 40 once again. And the hold will be made by, that's Sutton? I'm not sure. Yes, it was Sutton. Kick is a high, short one in the 15. Return, there's a big seam, still going, may go all the way. Will he be caught? I don't think so. And that will be Groves, Rontavius Groves for 6, and he's got Pearl-Cohn excited. No flags are down. It's a touchdown on the run back. There were 1 or 2 Lions who had a chance to stop him around the 35 of Pearl-Cohn. They couldn't do it, and so he was able to go all the way. I think, if I saw correctly, it's going to be about a 85 to 90-yard return. So the first play for Pearl-Cohn, offensively, if you will, is a special teams touchdown, and they tie the game. Extra point attempt pending, and it will be taken by number 29, Robert Bailey. So not what you wanted if you're CPA to give up a special teams touchdown out of the gate. And that will certainly be something that they want to rectify next as the game goes on. Here is the hold. Here is the snap. The kick is on the way. No good. It's good. Actually, one player for CPA thought it was going left. It was close. If it was good, it was barely good. But that will be counted. So Pearl-Cohn goes on top. And they lead 7-6 here with 7:49 remaining. Wow. Well, I was just talking to Paul Jones from Fox 17 sportscaster. Paul Jones had said, hey, can you arrange some big plays early in the game to get me back to the studio? He was joking around. He wanted to get back and be able to put together a story on this game for the Fox 17 broadcast tonight. And I said, sure, we'll make sure we get some big plays. I didn't expect them to be big plays for Pearl-Cohn, or didn't hope they would be anyway, and that was one he might use as a highlight. Now it's CPA's turn to try to get the offense going again. They certainly did well the first drive. Well, this kind of game, extra points could be big. Weather may be a factor. If you're listening in Nashville area and watching, you know that there is a chance of rain in the forecast. There's actually kind of a line of storms that are heading this direction. So we may get wet. I got an umbrella here. We'll see if that helps us. But here comes the kickoff. Bailey down to about the 10 where Smith takes it. Smith looking for a seam. Has one up the middle. Smith still going. Smith may go. Smith makes a move outside of the 45, the 40. What a run back. Boy, it's been special teams all night so far for both teams. That time Smith made it down to the 40 of Pearl-Cohn. So great run back. It'll be Lions football in great position to begin this second drive. In the game at receivers are Godwin, 18, there, 21, Brown, and Richard, number 9, on the far side. Landers is in the slot there. Mitchell, of course, the quarterback, and Smith behind him, the tailback. It's a handoff to Smith. Smith will try to go outside. He'll bounce it outside. He'll stiff arm. He'll go for a first down. A flag is down, though, maybe holding, if I had to guess. Yep, that's going to be holding against CPA. That's a 10-yard penalty, not what you want to have happen. Smith went up the middle at first, then he bounced outside and stiff-armed the defender. He gained about 12, but it's all going to come back and be a 10-yard loss to midfield, where CPA will have it first down and 20 to go. The clock at 7:29 in the first quarter. Pearl-Cohn's a festive atmosphere here. It's a great atmosphere for football other than the all of a sudden chilly weather. The front moved in today, and it's, well, a lot different from last night's soccer broadcast when it was balmy out there. Mitchell in the gun. Landers in motion. Mitchell going to pass. Long pass for Richard, is it? Richard goes up. What a catch! Unbelievable. Thomas Richard, wow. What an athletic move he made to catch that ball. He was being defended pretty closely there by Groves. Rontavius Groves, 24, but Richard went up and brought that one down. Boy, that's a highlight reel. I hope Paul Jones had a camera on that one from Fox 17 because that, my friends, was impressive. Big first down play now inside the 20 at the 18 for CPA. 7:15 to go, first quarter. Mitchell in the gun with Smith. No, it's Presley actually behind him this time, I think. 22 and 23 look a lot alike from this distance. They're built similarly as well. It's a play action. Pass toward Richard again, this time off his fingertips. It was out a little bit too wide for Richard to adjust back to the ball on that quick out. So incomplete, second down 10 coming up. CPA, the ball is on 18.5-yard line, I think it is. Here's a handoff to Presley. Presley breaks out to the right. Presley going to spin back inside. He'll have a good gain there, tackled by 3 different Pearl-Cohn defenders, but close to a first down. Did he get it? He might have gotten a first down right there. Inside the 10. He's very close to the marker. I think maybe a little bit short. Let me just say, I think we're having some buffering issues out there with the broadcast. So if you're watching and if you're hearing me right now, you may have to come back and refresh the page. If you lose the broadcast, if it freezes or goes blank, refresh the page and it should come back up. We're having some internet issues. There's a handoff to Smith, who may, I think, have the first down on that third down play. Yes, they're going to say first and goal. CPA driving in, so they've gone from the 40 of Pearl-Cohn inside the 10 this time, so about a 33-yard drive to this point, and it will be a quick huddle, and then Mitchell to Smith. Yes, a handoff up the middle. No, nothing doing there. That was sniffed out very nicely by Pearl-Cohn's Caleb McLam. McLam on the tackle came in from the linebacker spot, I think, or maybe defensive end spot, and cut down Smith in the backfield. Loss of a yard or so. The ball is on the 8, so it's second down goal. Mitchell, play action. Mitchell throwing for the end zone. Almost caught by Richard, even though it could have been intercepted too. It looked like Harris, number 1, was there in position to pick it off for Pearl-Cohn, but it went over his head, and Richard got a hand on it, so it looked like almost interception, almost became a reception for CPA, but it wasn't to be. 3rd down and goal. Lions. Lions have it. Mitchell passing again. Out for Osborne with a catch. Beautiful pass. Beautiful catch. It's a touchdown for the Lions. What a play. That was a pinpoint accurate pass from Mitchell and a sound catch made by Osborne, the sophomore. So the Lions go up now 13, make it 12-7. Pending the extra point. And it's going to be 5:35 to go on the clock. What's happening? We're going to go for 2, I guess. Yeah, that makes some sense. CPA up 12-7, but they missed the first extra point, so they want to make up for that now and make it 14 if they can. Ball's on the 3. Oh, there's movement, though, on the left side. Looked like maybe Robert Brown might have moved early. I couldn't tell which player for CPA, but it's going to be 5 yards marked off. That makes it interesting. Now it's going to be from the 8-yard line. You got to go. Maybe it's on the 9, actually. I hear Coach Danny Keck next to me up here saying, why we're on the 9-yard line? It should be actually on the 7 or 8. The spot is interesting. I think Coach Martin came out to ask about that, maybe. I'm not sure. Well, now there's another flag down. What's happening here? This may end up being a long field goal attempt for the extra point instead of a. We'll see if they. There's a sideline warning or a sideline infraction. Oh, it's a warning. Okay, that means you got to. Don't come out like that again. Now what are we going to do? Here comes some different personnel in the game for the Lions. It looks like maybe they were going to attempt the extra point with a kick. Yeah, it'll be Osborne. So from the 8-yard line, it is. CPA has elected to go for 1 instead of 2. Not a gimme, though. Of course, the first one was blocked. And also the wind is swirling around. And I think the wind is blowing primarily from here across the field, from where we sit across, which I think would be, is that north or south? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's blowing crossways. That could affect the kick. Here's Osborne to attempt. The PAT ends up being essentially a 25-yarder. Kick is on the way. That time it's good. So the Lions convert 1 instead of 2, but they do go back on top of the game 13-7 with 5:35 on the clock, first quarter. So we mentioned the playoff pairings show tomorrow on the Play On Sports Network. They'll broadcast that live. Go to playonsports.com or TSSAA-network.com. I think you'll be able to pick up that if you want to watch the show, the pairings show. See who goes where. Obviously, it's quite likely CPA will be hosting a game or 2 or more, possibly. Right now, CPA is essentially ranked 3rd in the state in 3A. If you look at the rankings, you've got Alcoa and CAK, Christian Academy of Knoxville over in East Tennessee, 1 and 2, and then CPA in most people's minds is the 3rd-ranked team in this class. Great game last night over in East Tennessee. I don't know anybody listening from that part of the country or who's following that, but Alcoa and CAK squared off, and they're in the same district. So they had a big district game, and Alcoa came out on top 31-28. And close game. Of course, CAK is the reigning state champion, the defending champion. They defeated Milan last December after CPA had that narrow 2-point loss to Milan in the semifinals. And CAK pretty much pounded Milan in an offensive display. I looked at the results today for Alcoa and CAK. They both put a ton of points on the board all season long. So they got some offensive power. And that game last night was no exception, 31-28 Alcoa. Playoffs begin soon. It's last week. Hardly the last week of the season is upon us, and it's been a quick season. Osborne will kick from the 40. Osborne, of course, known around here for the good pasture game-winning kick last playoffs. Huge moment in CPA football history. And that's going. It's going to be Groves. Has it. Groves still going. Groves tripped up there by the foot, by the ankle. And the tackler is down. Who was that? Let's see the number. Who was that? I can't see his number, but he looks like a little bit shaken up. Oh, it's number 10, Whitaker, who made the tackle. Good job by Whitaker. If he hadn't got that ankle, who knows how far Groves might have gone on that return. So right now, special teams has been, as a kick return defense, has been suspect for both teams tonight. One touchdown return for Pearl-Cohn, and then one long return for CPA. And now this one's at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10, Pearl-Cohn. It's handoff up the middle, taken by Harris, Deshaun Harris. That was the first play from scrimmage, believe it or not, for Pearl-Cohn after 2 long CPA drives and that 1 touchdown return on a kickoff. So with 5:10 remaining here in the first quarter, that was the first play involving the line of scrimmage for Pearl-Cohn. It'll be about a 6-yard gain, actually, maybe 5. 2nd down, 5 coming up from the 32. Handoff again. Inside handoff this time. Spinning. What a tackle right there. Who was that? Nice hit by Robert Brown on the running back that time, who was Groves. Groves had some space, it looked like, but, man, Brown pounced on like a cat on a mouse right there. And textbook tackle. Hit him in the numbers and drove him down to the ground. Outstanding play by Brown. Maybe a yard on that one. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Ball is spotted on the 33. Here's a pass in the flat. No good. That was Eric Knight, the quarterback, attempting the pass for Gregory, Hayden Gregory. Incomplete. So 4th down coming up, and Pearl-Cohn will go back in the punt formation, it looks like, I think. Eric Knight, number 3, is, yes, they're going to go back. They're going to at least take the formation of a punt with Robert Bailey back. Well, Knight's in the game, though, still. Maybe they'll go for it. You're pretty deep in your own territory there at 33. I would say Knight is the up man on the punt, so watch out for the fake. Bailey is kicking down toward Osborne. Yeah, he's going to punt it. And it'll be returned set up by CPA. Osborne is coming up to make the catch. Osborne does, barely. And it almost squirts out of that tackle. Wow. Looked like a risky catch for Osborne, as he was just, Groves was right on top of him when he made the catch. And then Osborne almost amazingly was able to squirt out of that tackle, but couldn't quite do it. So, gutsy play by Osborne. That's gutsy if it works, and if you fumble right there, it's maybe too much risk. It worked out fine, and CPA has the ball 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line. Here we come up to the line. Strong offensive line for CPA, of course. Don't get enough credit ever, I'm sure, but they are doing a great job this season. Here's it's a direct snap. It's a fumble. The ball's on the ground. It's still loose. I think CPA recovered it. It is. CPA football, that ball was rolling around for about what seemed like 10 minutes right there. And it was recovered by, that was Xander Isaacs. Isaacs, 15, was able to fall on it after, I think Pearl-Cohn had a couple different shots at it. Looked like maybe a busted play. Couldn't tell it was a direct snap or a busted play. It actually went past Mitchell in the shotgun and right in the arms of Smith. So I'm not sure if that was by design or not, but CPA fortunate to get 3 yards out of that fumble play. Mitchell back to pass. Mitchell looking over the top for Osborne. Not quite. I think he may have been out of bounds anyway. Mitchell, you may have seen there, he signaled to Osborne to go. Osborne took off, and Mitchell lofted the ball over a lob-type pass, and Osborne was just about there but couldn't quite bring it in. So incomplete. It'll be now 3rd down and about 7. The ball's on the 40-yard line of CPA. So, what do you do here? Probably a pass play. Timeout on the field called by maybe Pearl-Cohn, I think. Yes, Pearl-Cohn calls its first timeout of the game, the first timeout of the game for either team. And that gives us a chance to just kind of reset. 13-7 Lions lead. They took the first opening kickoff on a drive all the way down and scored on a pass from Mitchell to Brown. Extra point was blocked. 6-0 Lions. Next play, Pearl-Cohn runs it back all the way. I think it was 90 yards, maybe 85 in that range for a touchdown on the kickoff. Extra point's good, 7-6 Pearl-Cohn. Next drive, CPA goes all the way down again. All the way down, and a nice pass from Mitchell to Osborne for 6. Extra point, they want to go for 2, but there's a penalty, pushes them back, and they end up kicking a essentially 25-yard extra point, and it's good. So 13-7 Lions lead, and we are at 3:20 on the clock in the first quarter. Victory here would mean the first undefeated season for CPA in regular season since, I think, the 2000 state championship. I read that today, that I think the last time CPA was undefeated in the regular season was the 2000 1A championship season. So that's quite a long time ago, 12 years since CPA had an undefeated regular season. This is on the line tonight. Mitchell looking to the left side. Pass. Oh, he dropped it. Godwin had it. Will Godwin had that ball in his hands, and the senior just couldn't quite catch it. It was a nice pass, and he was open, too. He's going to kick himself for that one because it was right there, and he just didn't look it all the way in. So incomplete. It brings up 4th down and 7 from the 40. Osborne goes back into punt formation. Godwin gets a tap on the helmet from a teammate over there saying, shake it off. I think that was actually Connor Brown, center. Goes, hey, shake it off. Osborne, that snap is to his right. Gets it off barely, almost blocked that time. Nice punt. Turns out a great CPA roll to the 15. It's picked up by Groves. He's tackled down nicely there. What a tackle. Robert Brown on the tackle. Outstanding. So that was Rontavius Groves on the return. Man, I thought for a second there that kick was going to be blocked. Osborne, the snap went to his left, or to his right, rather. He tracked it down in the air. And then when he punted the ball, there was a Pearl-Cohn player flying past that I couldn't tell from this angle how close he was to blocking that kick, but it certainly looked like it was a danger, at least momentarily. As a result, the kick, though, goes from the 40 down to the 15. So a net of 45 on that with the return. So it takes a nice CPA roll there. 1st and 10 Pearl-Cohn, 3:02 on the clock, first quarter. Knight in the quarterback hands off. Inside handoff, looking for a seam. Nice tackle made. Who is that? On the tackle, it was Matt Keck, 44. The run that time was made by Jeffrey Doss. Doss is a junior. They're going to give him 3 on that one, called 2nd down 7. Nice play by Keck, 44. On the tackle. Mack is only a sophomore. Linebacking core. Philip Hancock, linebackers coach, does an outstanding job. But here's a nice run. It'll be churning his legs. Harris gets Deshaun Harris all the way up to the 33. First down run. That was a gritty run there with some good blocking and some broken tackles made by Harris. And he earns a first down for Pearl-Cohn up at the 32-yard line with 2:19 on the clock in the first. They trail by 6. I said earlier, you can definitely not put too much stock in Pearl-Cohn's overall record, 3-6. They are not a bad team. They'll be a tough test, and they know they are tonight for the Lions. Handoff at this time. Well defended. Landers on the tackle along with, who else was that? Keck again. So Keck and Landers combine on that tackle, and off comes D'Angelo Hogan. Helmet came off, so the rule is you got to come out for at least a play. I hope he's okay. He looks like he got dinged up a little bit. So Hogan on the run, not much there. It'll be actually a loss of 1, they're saying. 2nd and 11. So that was Landers and Keck, linebacking duo that smacked that one down. Up the middle, my goodness, all kinds of room there. Still churning is Deshaun Harris. Harris looked like lightning bolt on that run, I got to tell you. He's all the way down to the 47-yard line of CPA. So a first down run. There was a gap in the middle that he took advantage of and then turned the jets on to get a long run right there. 22-yard run, I think. First and 10, Pearl-Cohn. Clock is running with 1:33 in the first quarter. Firebirds, man in motion. Handoff up the middle. It's Harris again. This time not as much. Nothing doing. He's tackled by Keck. Matt Keck, boy, that was a nice play. He smacked it down. Outstanding linebacker, sophomore I mentioned earlier. Yet one of the young guns in there for CPA. I think all the linebackers came back this year are all returning players. I think Philip Hancock was saying the other day. You've got Brown in there, Keck, Landers, of course, senior anchor there in the linebacking core. In the line, of course, you have Elliott. And there's Chris Charles in the game also, 24. Backfield, you got Isaacs along with Manuel and Richard. Handoff up the middle, no, not much there. Landers is on the spot along with Hooper, Jack Hooper, 68, right? Was in on a play too. Hooper, of course, the big one of the big linemen in the interior, along with Elliott. Elliott to Furman commitment, and also 73 for the Lions, of course, is Colson. I'm not sorry, 78 rather, I should say, is Benedict. Timeout taken. I didn't see who that was. No, it's first quarter ends. I apologize. It's the end of the first quarter, so we will take a quick break. Telling you it's 13-7 CPA after one.
Shout out right now to a Pearl-Cohn. Check your way. Check your way. There you go. W. Crosby. Deanna Dexter. Hatha Harris. Brianna Spencer. Shabira Stevenson.
So the second quarter action just beginning here. The rain is holding off for now. That's good news for all of us up here on the roof, especially outside. It'll be third down, big third down play for Pearl-Cohn. Oh, what a pass and catch. Nice play. Ends up being a really positive play there. It was Wilson, not Wilson rather, got that wrong. It was Knight completing that pass to 18, Amari Moore. And Amari Moore is one the CPA coaches have told me earlier he's an athlete they're concerned about. He's an outstanding athlete, Amari Moore, number 18 for Pearl-Cohn. So watch out for 18. First and 10. Handoff to the left. Still running. Ball is really being held loosely on that one. Almost came out. It looked like tackle made by Keck, Godwin, a few other guys. But not before a decent run. About 6 yards, I think. So it'll be second down 4. Ball is on the 21 of CPA. So Pearl-Cohn's driving. Down only by 6 here. Second quarter just underway, 11-10 to go here in the second. Knight at quarterback. He's got Hogan in the backfield with a number 5 right there. It's going to be a keeper. Quarterback keeper, not much there. It was clogged up in the inside, and then CPA's linebackers were able to swarm in to make the tackle. I don't think it was a gain on that one, if any, maybe a yard. So it's going to be a third down and 4. The ball is on the 20. Well, maybe 3rd and 3, a long 3. Ball sitting on the 20-yard line for Pearl-Cohn. Field goal range, probably. It would be a 37-yarder from right here. Knight in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Makes the pass. Out in the flat. It's going to be a first down. Hard run there. Landers had a chance at him, and him being Montgomery, number 8, but couldn't quite bring him down. Montgomery with a nice gain for a first down at the 14-yard line. It'll be Pearl-Cohn keeping this drive alive. 10:04 on the clock, second period. Anybody expecting a blowout in this game? Certainly not the case. Not yet, anyway. Pearl-Cohn has the ball. Handoff up the middle. It's Harris. All the way down inside the 10-yard line. So it'll be now second down, about 5. They have the 4-yard line to make the first down.
Second down, and 5 yards go for first down for Pearl-Cohn. Pearl-Cohn offense. Offensive line.
Catfish is entertaining. You can hear him on the PA. They'll call the marching band at halftime, too. Hand off to Harris again. Harris, man, he's fast. Harris gets all the way down near the goal line. Is he in? Referee trying to decide if he was down. They say it was down. Just outside the end zone, right? Yes, barely. I mean, it's inches to go, and it'll be a first and goal. Harris, on several plays tonight, has shown outstanding speed. He's a senior, 5'10", goes 165. Here's a handoff to Harris. He's in the end zone. He's in. Pearl-Cohn ties it with a chance to take the lead on the extra point. This is a dogfight, folks. In case anybody wasn't sure about that, I don't think CPA expected it to be an easy game, and it's not. They'll have to earn an undefeated regular season tonight the hard way. Bailey's in to attempt the extra point for Pearl-Cohn. It's a bad snap. Kick is going to be no good. Well, fortunate there, and CPA, actually, Alden Seeger, I think, was in, Seeger was in on that. Didn't block it, though, but it was definitely a low snap and a line drive kick. No good. So CPA dodges at least one bullet. Again, if you're out there watching, I'm sorry we're having some problems with the internet. I don't know what's happening, but the connection says it's excellent, but right now it's a little iffy on that. So I apologize if you're having to go back and refresh. And once again, a shout out to our viewers all across the land, and mentioned if you may have missed that before the game started, we think that Matt Freege is tuning in. And Matt, I apologize if you're having trouble. Anybody's having trouble getting this broadcast. From what I understand, it's taken it's buffering a lot out there, and you're having delays. So I know it's hard to watch a game that way. I apologize. We will have the game uploaded afterward, and it'll be viewable through noon tomorrow, and then we'll take it down until the playoffs are over. So if the game is hard to watch right now, maybe think about coming back around 10 p.m. tonight or in the morning, and you can watch the whole thing without interruption. It won't buffer like that, of course, when it's just uploaded to the website. Shouldn't, anyway. Line drive, kickoff, taken. Up man catches it. And there's some space. Good run back past the 35, made there by Sutton. the junior. So not too bad on that return. Good field position from the 37 for CPA. Its own 37. $8:56 to go, second quarter.
Great offense. Second formation for CPA. Number 22, running around right side. 22. Carrying the ball, Chase Smith.
Chase Smith on the run. And it was actually a loss of a couple. So it will be second down 12. Clock runs, 8:32, second quarter, first half. Smith behind Mitchell. Landers also in the backfield. Play action. Mitchell passing to Richard. Caught. Nice play by Richard. He was defended pretty closely right there by Pig, Alonte Pig. But Richard came down with it. A good gain to about the 45. And that'll bring up a third down and 3. A big third down play, really. CPA's got to get a drive going again. 8 minutes to go, second quarter. Mitchell signals out there to Osborne. What's he going to do? Pass toward Richard again. Did he catch it? Out of bounds. He made the catch, but he was out of bounds. A little bit too far outside. So that's going to bring up fourth down. Fourth down and 3. Punt formation goes Mitchell, not Osborne. Sometimes Osborne will punt, and Mitchell, they share that duty. I think Mitchell's probably your first-string punter, but Osborne has. It's a fake. Landers not going to get there, I don't think. He did not. Well, it was an up. The up man took that ball. I think it was Landers. Yeah, that was well defended by Pearl-Cohn. So the result is a turnover on downs, and Pearl-Cohn takes the ball in CPA territory at the 47. Wow, that's a big play right there. A bit of a gamble made, and a nice tackle by. I didn't see the number of that truck, but it was a solid tackle by Pearl-Cohn, and they just short. I mean, I'm sitting right on the angle where I can see almost exactly where that. I'm sitting right now, right where the marker was. And clearly he was about a half yard short. So first and down, 10 Firebirds. Game tied at 13 here. I got the wrong score up. I apologize for that. No, it's there. It's there. Okay, good. Oh, that ball is just outside, off the fingertips. Chase Smith was giving chase toward Gordon, Mario Gordon, and he just couldn't quite bring it down. It would have been a touchdown, no question. I think if that ball comes down into his hands. As it is, it'll be second down and 10 from the 47 of CPA for the Firebirds. Again, watch out Gordon on that one, but also Amari Moore, 18. His number may be called. He's out to the right below us here to the left, just under this, right by the scoreboard. It's going to be passed toward Moore. What I say? Moore makes the catch. Yes, he does. Bobbles it out of bounds, but he made the catch first. He caught it, and then he bobbled it as he went out of bounds. I think he had possession. They're going to say he had possession before that, so we called that one, unfortunately. If you're a Lion, a long gain for Moore down to the 27. First and 10, Pearl-Cohn. They're driving again. Clock is stopped with 7:31 to go, second quarter. Firebirds not going to go quietly. They want to finish the season strong. And what better way would be to spoil the party for the Lions. Up the middle goes Harris. Harris tackled by Keck finally, but not before he gets to the 20-yard line. So gain of about 8. And they're going to hurry up. No huddle, trying to keep the personnel static on defense. Clock at 7:13 and running. Knight, handoff Harris again. Harris has a hole. Harris dragged down, but not before a first down gain. He was tackled by Landers with some help that time from Parker Howell. CPA looks a bit on their heels right now, I got to be honest. Ball's on the 18, first down and 10. Pearl-Cohn in a tie game. The clock just went under 7 minutes, second quarter. Same play. Bad fumble this time. Harris falls on it. I'm laughing because the catfish, the PA announcer. He's worth the price of admission all by himself. Well, that time, Harris fumbled and fell on it himself. Will be a loss of 1, and it'll be second down and 11 from the 19. Getting the play from Coach Brunetti is Knight, the quarterback. Eric Knight, he's a junior. List him at 6 foot and 200 pounds. He's got Harris to his left in the backfield. It's going to be a pass attempt way too far, I think. Maybe? No? Oh, good job. Good defense right there. Great play by Will Godwin to break that one up. Intended for Amari Moore. Man, Moore is fast. I thought the pass was going to go over his head, but Moore was right there with a chance to catch it. But who else? Will Godwin with a great play to bust that one up. Incomplete. And Amari comes out. Is he limping a little bit? Can't tell. He's holding something. No, is he back in? I can't tell. Anyway, it's going to be third down and 11 from the 19. And maybe he was just saying, my bad on that one, guys. I should have caught it. But that was a good defensive play by Godwin. Give credit to the defender. Same play, basically, same side. Same receiver drops it. This time he drops it. Intended for Moore in the flat. Godwin was there again, and Xander Isaacs was nearby as well. I think that he was open, though. He catches that ball. It's it wouldn't have been a first down anyway. It would have been maybe a gain of about 6 or 7. So what's happening now, it's fourth down, 11 yards to go. Are they going to kick? Yes. They're going to attempt a kick with Bailey from the 22. So it'll be a 32-yard attempt from the left, a little bit toward the left side of the field here. Bailey. Wind blowing, I think, away from here. Snap, kick on the way. No good. Off to the right. The wind may have taken it that way, or who knows, but just the kick's trajectory itself may have gone that way, but it was no good. Had the distance, I think, just off to the right. So that attempt is no good by Robert Bailey, the junior, and CPA will take over and dodge a bullet. They remain in a tie game with 6:02 on the clock in the second quarter. I can hear Coach Keck talking right now, and here's out in the flat to Richard. He's down, no gain on the play, so it'll be second down and 10. He was just saying on defense right there that they were leaving Amari Moore a bit too much space in the flat on that, and they need to tighten that down a bit. Moore really is the biggest threat on Pearl-Cohn's side in terms of receiver. And then, of course, there's Harris, number 1, who's just been very, very fast tonight. Second down, 10. Ball on the 20. Hand off to Smith. Smith, not much room there. He's smacked down for no gain or maybe a slight loss. That one appeared to be stymied from the start. Chase Smith took the handoff. It was a high snap, first of all, and Mitchell able to get it into the arms of Smith, but Pearl-Cohn did a good job of stuffing that one in the middle, and Smith had nowhere to go, really. Now we go 4 receivers set here. Manuel, Osborne, Brown, and Richard, and 1 back, Smith, with Mitchell, but a flag goes down. What's the call? It's against Pearl-Cohn, so a big break there for the Lions, offside. So instead of 3rd and 10, you got 3rd and 5 coming up from a 25. Again, I apologize if you're having trouble watching this game live. I know it's buffering quite a bit and freezing or stopping and then starting again. I'm not sure what's happening there, but the internet connection must be a little bit weaker than we had hoped. So please bear with us. It's a good game. You don't want to miss it if you can help it. Mitchell's pass. Wide open is Richard. Richard makes the catch. And hold on to that football. He's down at the 47, but a big first down play on 3rd down and 5. It's a 17-yard gain and a 1st and 10. Nice pass and catch there. Mitchell to Richard. 4:36 to go until halftime. Mitchell in the gun again. Handoff Smith. He pulls it out, and that's unfortunately going to be a negative play for CPA. The tackle made right there by number 36, Chandler. So a loss of, 5. Unfortunately, I think Mitchell was trying to decide whether to give the ball to Smith or keep it himself. He kept it. Paid a bit of a price right there. Clock running, 4:05. Second and long. Second and 15. Mitchell with Smith beside him again. Pass out quickly to Richard. Richard with a block from Brown, but won't get too far. He'll be pushed out of bounds just past the 45 at the 46. And that'll bring up third down and about 12. They got to make it to the 43 for a first. The receivers come back in. It's 4 again. It's Manuel, Osborne, Brown, and Richard. And one back, Smith with Mitchell. It's going to be a pass play rolling out to his right. Mitchell looking way downfield for Osborne. Is he there? Good play on defense by Harris. Almost, Osborne had a chance at it, but Harris was able to come across and break it up just before it got to Osborne. Incomplete. Brings up fourth down and 12, and here you are on your own 46. You're going to punt this one? I guess so. Well, or at least line up that way. Yes, it'll be Osborne to punt, presumably. We'll see if he does. 13 apiece here, 3:39 to go, second quarter. Osborne will kick it this time. It goes up decently high and hits the ground at about the 27 or 8. Goes down to 25. So Catfish says that Pearl-Cohn bends but doesn't break on defense. That's true. And we'll have the Firebirds with the ball, 3:28 remaining in the first half. So the question will be, could Pearl-Cohn get a drive going again and perhaps take the lead before halftime? We'll see. They were up 7-6 before, and CPA went back up 13-6, and now, 13-7, I mean, and then now we're tied at 13. So both teams with a missed extra point. That results in the even score. Here's Harris up the middle. Harris, nice tackle made right there by CPA's Elliott. James Elliott stopped that one in its tracks. He might have gained, what did he gain? Ball's on the 32. Of 25, so it's actually going to be a 2-yard gain. It'll be second down and 8 from the 32. 3:02 clock running right now, second quarter. 4 receivers out. Hand off to Harris, though. Harris going to his left. What a play. Oh, my goodness. James Elliott. Oh, they're going to call a horse collar on that one. I don't believe that. He got him by the back of the jersey. Is that a horse collar called? I think he had the jersey from the back. Yeah, that's a horse collar call. 15 yards. That's a big penalty. Man, from this vantage point, it appeared to be by the shirt, not the collar. That may be a little bit of an unfortunate call. Elliott made a whale of a play on that one to make that tackle. I hate to see him penalized for that great play. But anyway, the result is a first down for Pearl-Cohn at their own 45 with 2:47 to go. We'll see if CPA can stop this drive. Timeout situation, 2 for Pearl-Cohn. And I think, I'm not sure how many CPA has. I think they have both there, all 3 of theirs actually. Knight, handoff up the middle to Groves. Nice tackle there made by Robert Brown initially with help from Howell and Isaacs and on that, and maybe Keck too. So that's going to be a short gain, minimal gain, half yard or so. Second down, 9 on the 46. Clock continues to run with 2:06. We'll see if Pearl-Cohn begins calling timeouts, or maybe if CPA gets them in a 3rd and long, they call a timeout. Try to get the ball back. We'll see. Knight in the gun. Back to throw, looking for more. Whoa, almost intercepted there. Nice play by Thomas Richard. He nearly picked it off, too. So good defense, good coverage right there. Brown was out there. Chase Smith was in the vicinity as well, but Richard made the play on it. Well done. Brings it up a 3rd. Now we'll see if anybody calls timeout. 1:46. Yes, somebody did. Didn't they? No, incomplete pass. Never mind. Clock stops anyway on an incomplete pass, so it's going to be 3rd down and 9. You'd think maybe if CPA, if they stop them here, they may call timeout to get the ball back. We'll see. 13 apiece. Knight looking to pass again. It's Moore. Moore has it. Moore going to cross the field. First down and out of bounds for Amari Moore. Tackled finally over there by Smith. Helps him up. Good sportsmanship right there by Chase, but it's going to be a first down at the 43 of CPA. And the clock stops for the out of bounds. 1:36 to go. Pearl-Cohn now in Lion territory. As we've said it before, Amari Moore, 18, he is a dangerous athlete if you're a defensive squad. Knight takes the snap, rolls to his right, pass out to over the head of the intended receiver, Montgomery right there. Clock stops with 1:31 to go, 2nd down 10. Had a burger before the game. I'll take a moment to give a commercial for Pearl-Cohn's food services out here, and the outstanding burger. Wow! And then there's amazing fish apparently that's beckoning at halftime. We'll see if we have a chance to go down and get some of that before it's all gone. Right now, CPA is trying to stop Pearl-Cohn from heading to halftime with a lead. Here we go. Hand off to Harris. No, it's not Harris. Actually, it's another runner who's churning down to the 31, and it was Hogan, number 5, with good running and good blocking on that one for Pearl-Cohn. They have the ball with 1:23 to go. Another first down at the 31. Field goal range, not quite yet, I don't think. I would say that'd be a stretch to think that the 48-yarder would be good on this kind of a swirling, windy night. Bailey's leg looks decent, but Hogan again, this time to the right, cutting back inside, looking for a gap. Able to slip past Elliott at first. It was tackled by Howell, Keck, and some other guys in there, I think. So he gained 2, let's say, maybe 2.5. And the ball is at the 29.5-yard line. Clock at under a minute now, 53 seconds, and running. So Pearl-Cohn has timeouts. They have 2, I think. They're not going to use them right now. They're waiting. 46 seconds. Clock running still. Interesting strategy here. Let the clock keep on going down. I'm surprised that they're taking this much time to get the play going. The confusion in the backfield for Pearl-Cohn. Clock now 34 seconds. A lot of time has run off. Knight, handoff, play action, looking down for more. Ball is intercepted by Richard. Can he return it? Let's see. He's going to just go down. Okay, the 13 or 14-yard line, Richard hits the turf after the interception. I think Knight's arm might have gotten hit on the pass, and his pass was errant, and Richard was there to intercept it. So the Lions will get out of here at least tied, barring some kind of a strange turnover here with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So one more time, I do apologize if you're having trouble watching this game live. We're trying to get the internet connection here going. It'll be taking a knee, will be Mitchell, and that will end the first half effectively, I guess, unless someone called timeout. No, that's going to run the clock out. Everybody knows it. Clock's going to run out. So it'll be halftime. We'll have the Pearl-Cohn marching band performing out here. Across the way, I see CPA's cheerleaders with their pink pom-poms in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Of course, there's been some players wearing pink stuff. Pearl-Cohn especially tonight. I think CPA has some a little bit too. But last Friday was the big pink out night at CPA. Right now, we're tied at halftime. It's 13 apiece. So certainly if anyone out there thought this might be an easy game for the Lions, not the case. They're in a dogfight, and a lot more action to go. We'll have 2 more quarters, of course, momentarily. And we'll sign off for now. Just stay with us, and we'll come back in about 15 minutes with second half action.
A burning vision for a Christ-centered school was central to the ministry of Christ Presbyterian Church at its founding in 1981. The original building on this campus was designed primarily for Christian education and held the first worship service on May 13, 1984. After considerable sacrifice and prayer, Christ Presbyterian Academy opened its doors on September 3, 1985. It began as a kindergarten through 6th grade elementary school with 124 students and 11 faculty members. A grade was added each year until the original 6th grade class eventually became the first graduating class of 8 seniors in 1992. Christ Presbyterian Academy operates within a triangular partnership of home, church, and school, all building into the lives of students. As a covenant school, every family has at least one Christian parent who trusts that our covenant-keeping God will maintain their family's line of faith by bringing their child to a saving relationship with Jesus Christ. By choosing Christian education, parents embrace both belief in God's faithfulness and also parental responsibility to raise their children according to God's truth. This philosophy brings families to CPA from 30 different zip codes in the mid-state that represent about 75 different churches. Every education has a worldview. In Christian education, the worldview is based on the truth of God, which is revealed in His Word, the Bible, and made flesh in the person of Jesus Christ. Through a Christian worldview, we see that God is the inspiration of great art and literature, the sovereign director of events throughout history, and the author and creator of the physical world. Under the guidance of wise and godly faculty members, students at CPA have the opportunity to thoughtfully reflect upon and apply a Christian worldview to all facets of the academic disciplines. It means viewing everything from the complex formulas of physics to the American Revolution to the epic poems of Homer through the lens of the gospel. With precision and excellence, CPA teaches students how to filter all knowledge and life through God's truth. Students are equipped to impact our culture by making great films, writing great literature, producing great music, leading successful businesses, healing through medicine, being godly spouses and parents, or doing whatever it is God has specifically called them to do with excellence and for God's glory. Our school motto is Soli Deo Gloria, which is Latin for To God Alone Be the Glory. We strive to bring honor to God in every aspect of the Academy and each student's life. Whether our students are involved in fine arts, athletics, student government, rigorous academic classes, or any other aspect of the school, the scope of that experience is designed to develop their God-given gifts and bring glory to Him. Ultimately, knowledge must be applied in order to take root and grow. Thus, students have the opportunity to learn through experience beyond the traditional classroom. Everyone is a creative being made in the image of a creative God. Studying the concepts of color, light, form, rhythm, harmony, order, and expression reveal more of the character of God. Therefore, CPA believes that studying and participating in fine arts are necessary for a strong education. Through opportunities for growth in understanding, appreciation, and enjoyment of different art forms, all students are encouraged to discover their relationship to the arts. God has gifted each individual with unique talents and abilities in order to accomplish His purposes, and it is important to provide a learning environment for students to uncover and exercise their different artistic talents and abilities. The athletic program at CPA is designed to develop characteristics that allow students to win with humility, lose with grace, and persevere to achieve goals. Teams from elementary through high school compete in a structure that is age-appropriate, competitive, and focused on skills. Athletics promote individual development and discipline, willingness to sacrifice for the team, and pursuit of the highest degree of excellence possible. Participating in athletics allows students to connect and interact with a wide variety of schools throughout Middle Tennessee. Having an athletic program is not what makes us special. The difference at CPA is having the privilege to share Christ in a unique way through our words and actions as athletes, coaches, parents, friends, and family members. Teaching servant leadership is also a key element for students from kindergarten through 12th grade. All students are given opportunities to participate in mission-minded activities that flesh out the love of God by serving others. Every year, student-led service projects support ministries and organizations both here in Nashville and around the world. As CPA strives to produce leaders for the next generation, we teach students that true leadership is found in service. Whatever they do in life and wherever they may go, they are prepared to make an impact by exercising their faith. CPA has graduates scattered throughout the nation and the world, armed with God's truth, proclaiming His message of faith, hope, and love. Alumni can be found serving in areas such as healthcare, law, business, construction, professional arts and athletics, missions, and practically any other occupation you can imagine. CPA students have gone on to play college sports and signed Division I scholarships in basketball, football, volleyball, soccer, cross country, track, swimming, baseball, softball, and golf. Fine arts students have achieved successful careers, including winning Emmy Awards, appearing in primetime shows on NBC and ABC, signing record contracts with RCA and other major labels, performing on Broadway, and appearing in motion pictures and more. CPA has always defined its greatest success by the words of 3 John 4. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth. Seeing our students come to know God is our highest calling.
Number of years 3, position played trombone. Cheerleading, Starkeisha Macon. Cross country, Reginald Graham, Teray Henderson, D'Angelo Kelly, Jade Patrick, William Prim. Band member, Kelsey Cannell. Parent, senior of Teresa Smith. escorted by Teresa Smith, number of years 4, position played saxophone. Football players: Tondrick Chandler, senior of Latika Jones, and Tondrick Chandler Sr., escorted by Latika Jones, number of years 4, position played defensive end. Deshaun Harris, senior of Travis and Tasha Gooch, escorted by Travis and Tasha Gooch, number of years 4, position played running back safety. Davian Hooten Jr., senior of Davian Hooten Sr. and Jerethia Dilliard, escorted by Davian Hooten Sr. and Jerethia Dilliard, number of years 4, position offensive guard and defensive tackle. Darius Hooten, senior of Eandria Hooten, escorted by Eandria Hooten, number of years 4, position played offensive tackle. Demarius Huey, senior of Angela and David Huey, escorted by Angela and David Huey, number of years 4, position played defensive tackle. Jay Jones, senior of Waynetta Jones, escorted by Waynetta Jones and Patricia Jones, number of years 4, position played linebacker. Omari Moore, senior of Mary Alice Moore, escorted by Mary Alice Moore and Shaka Moore, number of years 4, position played wide receiver and safety. Elante Kidd, senior of Cecilia Kidd, escorted by Cecilia Pig Jayla Eubanks, number of years 3, position cornerback. Mario Henson, escorted by a parent. Detarius Richmond, senior of Kimberly Richmond, escorted by Kimberly Richmond and Betty Carter, number of years 4, position played defensive tackle. DeMonte Thomas, Jeremy Ward, senior of Micah and Yolanda Kimball, escorted by Micah and Yolanda Kimball, number of years 4, position played defensive end and captain. Max Wright, senior of Shirley Lockridge, escorted by Shirley Lockridge, number of years 4, position played defensive tackle. Now we have our volleyball players. Portia Hanna, senior of Pam Hanna, escorted by Pam Hanna and Justin Clyde, number of years 4. Tiffany Jackson, senior of Graylin and Tanya Jackson, escorted by Tanya Jackson, number of years 3, position played captain. Keosha Wade, senior of Tanya Wade Moody and Thomas Moody, escorted by Jasmine Moody, number of years 4, position played captain. Keoka Wade, senior of Tanya Wade Moody and Thomas Moody, escorted by Tanya Wade Moody and Thomas Moody. Position play, captain. Now we can give a round of applause for our seniors. Tonight, we have other special guests that we would like to recognize. Please welcome the Pearl-Cohn alumni class of 1992. We would like to thank you all for coming and supporting Pearl-Cohn. Go Firebirds!
Okay, welcome back. It's still halftime, and we're about to get underway, about a minute and a half away from second half action here at Pearl-Cohn. CPA, of course, comes in 9-0, trying to go 10-0 for the first time since 2000. Right now, the Pearl-Cohn is not cooperating with that plan. Firebirds are only 3-6 overall in the season, but tonight they're playing very well. And just talking to one of the coaches, Coach Danny Keck for CPA, just saying that defensively, CPA has to adjust a little bit, tackle a bit better. They're not tackling as soundly, perhaps, as they need to. So that's on the defensive side. And then On offense, Pearl-Cohn did a good job of loading up the box and trying to stop the run, and they've done that effectively in the second part of the first half. The first 2 drives for CPA were effective. The first drive especially there were some holes for Chase Smith and Max Presley, well, mainly Smith on that first drive. But after that, really, Pearl-Cohn has clogged things up much better on defense. It's been tough for CPA to find any room, so we may see some more passing going on earlier in the sequence, earlier in the series. Second half, CPA may throw more on first down, second down. We'll see if they adjust in that respect. But Pearl-Cohn is playing as if they really want to be out here, no question. There you see CPA, we're second half warm-up, and they'll head out to the sideline. I did go down and have some of the catfish. It's famous around here at Pearl-Cohn, fried catfish, and it was definitely good. Worth the cost. Pearl-Cohn and CPA, rivals in the district, and have been and will be. And we were talking just downstairs, listening to Tom Abraham and Al Smith on 560 AM radio. They were making that point as well, that the young players on these two teams shape up to make this a big game for several years to come, and one that will be hard fought. Next year, I guess we'll be back at CPA. I think that's the way it'll be. It could be a home and home. Right.
We send a shout out tonight to Mrs. Stewart, Xavier Principal, Dr. Matthews, Mrs. Stockwell, Mr. Mills.
Just about to have kickoff. It'll be, Pearl-Cohn receiving the kickoff.
We send a shout out to them for an outstanding job. We also send a shout out to North Nashville for supporting Pearl-Cohn. But as long as I've been here, we thank you. Continue to support the Firebirds because we sure need it. All the students need it. The freshmen, sophomores, junior, senior. We all need support from the community, from family and friends. Thank you very much.
And here we go. It'll be Osborne to kick. Back to receive deep is Harris, number 1. Along with Groves on the near side here. The ball comes off the tee. It's windy, gusty. The rain has mostly held off. We had a little bit of sprinkling at halftime. There was some mist coming down, but I think the big rain that might arrive here in the second half hasn't quite yet arrived. And my watch is 8:34 Central Time, so if you're watching live, I think you're probably going to be a little behind that. Not sure how far behind we are, but we have some internet connection issues tonight. Here's the kick. Osborne, a high kick down, short to about the 13-yard line, taken by Groves. Groves looking for some room, has some. Is able to get all the way to the 38. Tackle finally made by Andrew Manuel. That was Rosario Groves. He limps off. Groves is gimping off the field there, and gonna go down on the ground right there and need some training assistance down below. You can't see it on the camera. But tackle was made there nicely by Manuel, but a good return from about the 13-yard line up to the 38. And we'll make the... Up the middle, tackle made by Chris Charles. Not much. It was almost a big loss there, but squirting through was... I didn't see the runner on that one. Tie game here at Pearl-Cohn. Third quarter just underway. 11:29. Firebirds have the ball, second down, about 9 from the 40. Knight, handoff to Harris. Almost fumbled it and was smacked down in the backfield. Nice play. Robert Brown looks like he's fired up. That's good to see. CPA may be a little more awake this half. They need to be. They looked a little bit lethargic in the first half overall on defense. So good play there, and that'll be a loss back to, I think, the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be third down and 10. Knight in the shotgun, 2 backs to his left. Harris is one of them. It's going to be a pass attempt. No, it's going to be a run now. Knight gets free. Knight is going to go for a first down and more into CPA territory down to the 45-yard line. They almost had him. I'm not laughing at CPA. I'm laughing at, I can hear Coach Keck right beside me here saying, oh, my goodness, what happened there? We had him, and we let him go through. So it'll be first down and 10, Firebirds at the CPA 45. Clock is running now at 10:29. It's Harris up the middle. Harris, a missed tackle, 2 missed tackles, and then close to the first down. Looked like for a moment that Spencer Woods might have him, 48, but he got past, slipped on past Woods. And 2 other guys, I think, also for CPA missed him. So it's going to be second down and very short. Robert Brown barely gets off. Hand off Harris again. It'll be a first down and more. Harris getting outside. Chase Smith has a chance. Chase pulls him down. They're going to throw a flag. That's going to be a horse collar against Chase Smith. It's going to be 15 more. The tackle was made at the 23. Now they're going to wave it off. Well, they're waving it off. That was more of a horse collar than the one called against Elliott was in the first half. From here, that looked like it was a horse collar. I don't know what happened, but that's okay. That works out in CPA's favor. Result of the play is a first down on the 25, not 23. It's a 25-yard line where it's spotted. Pearl-Cohn in Lion territory, though, with clock running at 9:50 here, third quarter. Hogan has the ball, tackled by Smith.
Pearl-Cohn here in the third quarter to get up some offensive continuity. They sure need it right about now. Pearl-Cohn offense on the move.
You can see what's happening. We're losing our internet connection. I don't know why, but it's dropping out every now and then here. Pass out in the flat. Caught by Doss. It will be close to a first down. It looks like it's a first down. Yes, it is a first down. So for some reason here, our internet connection is cutting out. And I wish I could tell you why.
We'll see what the referee say about this here. I don't want to call a first down until it is a first down. Pearl-Cohn here in offensive mode right now.
We have the internet connection. It's cutting out. And I'm going to just try to do something here to adjust that. We'll see if I can figure this out. But it's a first down, 10. Firebirds, I don't want to miss this. They're driving. You can see on the camera right there. They're down, threatening to score again. It's Harris to the goal line. Is he in? I think he may be held up short, tackled short by Isaacson on the play. Elliott was also in, but Pearl-Cohn is on the half-yard line right now. They've got a second down and goal. The keeper is a touchdown for Knight. He's in. Yes, Pearl-Cohn scores, and they go up again, this time 19-13, with the extra point attempt coming. I think what's happening is that our internet connection is jumping from network to network, and it's causing some problems. So we'll try to rectify that if we can. But right now the bigger problem is on the field for CPA. They're down by a score. Injured player down. It's Pearl-Cohn. He's up now. It was Carlos Johnson, but he's going to go off under his own power. That's good to see. 8:29 to go, third quarter. So the first drive of the game, Pearl-Cohn is able to go all the way down the field and score. Well, certainly CPA was hoping to avoid that scenario. To begin the second half, they would have liked to have gotten a stop, and they appear to be a bit fired up early, but then Pearl-Cohn had several long gashing-type runs, and then they just marched it on down. Here's Bailey trying to make it 7. High snap, down, blocked. Can they pick it up? That was a great play, though, to block the extra point. And it will be Pearl-Cohn up by only 6 now, 19-13.
In the third quarter, Pearl-Cohn 19, CPA 13.
I'm going to try to go and eliminate one of our networks here. Just thinking out loud. Let's try this again. And see if that'll work. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, we'll see if this works. I hope this. Well, let's see if it does. Not sure. Trying to see. Yep. Okay. I think we're. So coming out for the kickoff now will be Pearl-Cohn, leading 19-13 here in the third quarter. CPA has got to get something going, really, on defense. They've got to get some stops next time.
Number 29, number 22. Number 22 back deep. A workhorse for his team playing offense, defense, and special teams. Chase Smith. Kicking the ball. Number 29, Brother Bailey for Pearl-Cohn.
I think we're going to get back online here. Okay, here comes the kickoff, taken by Bailey. Down toward Chase Smith. Smith will take it at the 10. Smith, not much there. He's going to reverse field, try to get outside. He might be able to. He does get a little bit of the corner, and he gets up past the 35 to 37. So decent job there by Smith to. He got clogged up around the 25 or so. Was able to break it all the way back to the left side and get to now 37 or 38, we'll call it. 1st and 10 Lions. First chance of the second half for CPA to move on offense. 8:15 ago in the third. Lions trail 19-13. A lot is standing between them and an undefeated regular season. Handoff Smith up the middle. Smith breaks a tackle. Smith going up to midfield. Good run by Chase. It'll be about 12 yards or a first down. He broke one tackle and was able to squirt through the center now. Now CPA will go hurry up. No huddle. That time it's still going. It's Chase Smith. Another first down and more for Smith inside the 40 and inside the 35 to the 33.
Number 11, tackler for Pearl-Cohn. Number 11, Avery Cox, tackler for Pearl-Cohn. Lions are already deep into Pearl-Cohn territory with a heavy offense. They've got Pearl-Cohn defense on the heels right now.
Here is a run. Chris Charles has the ball. A pass and catch to Charles down to the 20-yard line. And I apologize. We're having all kinds of problems with our internet connection right now, folks. I'm trying to get it fixed, but it's not working. Here is Max Presley. Flag is down right now. It was Presley on the run.
The foul on CPA.
I'm not sure what's happening, but we'll try to get our internet connection going. I keep saying that, but I apologize for those of you trying to watch the game on this Friday night live. Just having trouble. It says we're connected now, so maybe we are. Well, that was a bad penalty against the Lions. Marched off for 15. A personal foul. Catfish says second down and forever. Well, yeah, it's long. They got to get down to the 11 for a first down. They're on the 38. Second down, 25 yards to go. Shotgun for Mitchell. Mitchell takes it out of the arms of Smith. Will pass it to Keck. Keck's in the game, makes a nice little move, gets to the 30. So 7 or 8 yard gain. Another flag comes down now. Late flag. We'll see what this is. Pearl-Cohn is signaling against CPA. Let's see what happened. And I don't see the signal yet from the ref. What is the call? Awaiting the call. I think he's pointing at CPA. That doesn't look like a good sign if you're a Lion fan. And we'll see what the damage is here. Already facing third down, and it would be about 20. Now it may be longer even. I think we're on the internet now, so boy, I hope you're able to watch the game. I certainly apologize if you're not able to see. The game has been a bit stop and go, like this drive for CPA actually, which has been go and stop, now going backward, all the way to the 46-yard line of Pearl-Cohn. So now it's going to be, well, it says 3rd and 30 on the scoreboard. Is that right? Longer than that, actually. 3rd and Jackson to go. It's 3rd and 35 or thereabouts, I think. What do you do here? Just try to pass it toward the Hail Mary, perhaps. Yeah, it's going to be a long pass toward Richard. Almost intercepted, but dropped. Richard almost became a defensive back right there to prevent Groves from making the interception. So it'll be 4th down now, long. Lions are in trouble, folks. I got to tell you right now, with 6:57 to go in the third quarter. CPA, I would say, looks out of sync. And they need to find it quickly here to get back in this game. Certainly there's no panic right now. They're only 1 score down, less than a score, 6 points behind, but you can't like the momentum if you're a Lion supporter right now. Osborne is in punt formation. And the snap goes way over his head. What's he going to do? Can he try to kick it? He will, and it'll be not a good one. It's going to take a terrible bounce. Terrible bounce against the Lions and fall dead at the 33-yard line of CPA. So that was about the worst situation you could imagine. The snap goes over Osborne's head. He goes back and tries to pick it up, bobbles it, finally picks it up and kicks it, but it goes. It was a backspin type kick off his foot, not cleanly hit, and the result is going to be a punt of, negative 15 yards. About negative 15 yards on the punt. Net. So Pearl-Cohn has the ball back in business, leading 19-13, 6:44 to go, third period. Lions in deep trouble right now. Knight. Hand off to Harris. Harris up the middle. Harris is tackled nicely by Elliott. It's a good job by James to stop that one before it went more than about a yard. We need more plays like that by Elliott and his cohorts to make this to stymie this would-be drive from Pearl-Cohn.
Second down, and Kenya will go for first down.
33-yard line, the ball now second down, we're going to call it 10. It's Knight again in the shotgun. Knight back to pass, looking out for Gordon. Mario Gordon with the catch, and it's a first down catch to the 19-yard line for Pearl-Cohn. On the coverage there, Godwin and Smith, but he was able to make the catch was Gordon, 5'11 sophomore. He's an athlete. First and 10. Pearl-Cohn inside the 20. They're in the red zone. Knight handoff to Harris. Harris to the right. A lot of room. Lots of room. He's still going inside the 10 to the 5 to the 3. Tackled down by Richard finally, but not before a big gain and a first and goal for Pearl-Cohn at the 4. All the momentum is against CPA at this moment. The Lions are trying to, this would be huge if they could somehow keep them out of the end zone here. First and goal. Handoff Harris up the middle. Harris to the left. Harris churning his legs. Harris is in the end zone. Touchdown Pearl-Cohn. And they go up now by 2 scores. 25-13. Extra point upcoming. Pearl-Cohn sideline is ecstatic, as you would imagine. 5:43 to go in the third quarter, so we're just about a quarter of the way through the second half. 1/4 of the way through the second half's confusing. I know it sounds like it, but we're halfway through the third quarter. And CPA has given up 2 scores in the first 6 minutes and 17 seconds of the half. Well, they say that great teams have their character tested more than once, and this is a character test for CPA. The rest of the night we'll see what kind of character they have can they come back from a deficit that will be approximately, well, it'll either be 12 or 13 points here in a moment. The timeout was called there. I'm going to reset that timeout, so I'm not sure who called that one, actually. I think it might have been Pearl-Cohn actually called the timeout. They may go for 2 here. I hear Danny Keck. Coach next to me says, watch out, they've got several athletes in the game. It may be a fake. No, they're going to go. They're going for 2, trying to get up by 14. It's Knight in the shotgun. He's got Hogan next to him. Knight, he's going to pass it. Intercepted! It could be a run back. Chase, can he? You can't run it back? I guess you can't. Well, for a moment there, I thought it might be a chance for, I think at other levels of football, you can run that back, but not the high school level. So it's a dead ball. Good play by Smith to intercept that one and prevent the 2-point conversion attempt. So it's going to be 25-13. CPA trails by 12. Still 2 scores, though. Any way you slice it, you need 2 touchdowns to get back up on top. And the clock is at 5:43 of the third quarter. CPA has sewn up the district title, but you don't want to finish with a loss, certainly if you can avoid it. And now we'll see what kind of mettle the Lions have to come back from this deficit. I don't think they've trailed like this at all season. No, I know they haven't trailed like this all season. They've won. The closest game before tonight was 14-7, the victory over Goodpasture in week 0. And after that, it's been not even close. Any of these games CPA has won, so this is the first time they've trailed like this, certainly in the second half. Standings, CPA 6-0 in district play, Maplewood second place 4-2, Lipscomb 3-2, Pearl-Cohn 3-2, Stratford 3-4, Whites Creek 1-6, and East Nashville 0-5 coming into tonight. Lions will not lose the district title. They already clinched the district title, but they want to go out undefeated, certainly. Bailey's kickoff will be a line drive in the direction of taken by the up man and busting up through, but a nice tackle made just past the 30. Grady Sutton. Decent coverage for Pearl-Cohn and an okay run back for CPA to start. The 31, they're going to mark it. 1st and 10, 5:35 to go in the third. Pearl-Cohn's sideline is loose. I can just look down here and see that they are loose and smiling and feeling good about things. And you would be a lot of high fives, even some dancing going on down there. One of the groups. Here's a handoff to Smith. Spinning out of one tackle. Smith can't get out of the second one. Actually, it's the same tackler came back to make the tackle who had him almost the first time. That's a big guy down there, too. That was a good pursuit and good tackle made by number 46 that time, Caleb McLam. He's listed at 260. I think that's Lamb, if I'm reading that right. Yeah, 260. Well, he goes all that. There's some big guys on the line for Pearl-Cohn right now. 2nd down, 9. Mitchell. Good block by Charles. Mitchell was in trouble for a moment. He's still in trouble. Mitchell will try to spin out and pass the ball to Richard, who's open. And Richard gets a 1st down and more. What a play by Mitchell there. That was impressive. He kept his feet and avoided several would-be sacks and then saw Richard across the middle and hit him for the first down. What a big play right there. That could be a real momentum swinger for CPA, and they need one. First down at the 48 of CPA. 4:47 on the clock, third quarter. 4 receivers out. Rashard, Osborne, Brown, and Manuel. Smith next to Mitchell. It's a pass attempt for Brown. Brown is there. Makes the catch. Looked like maybe one of the defenders gave up on it. A nice pass and catch to Robert Brown inside the 30 at the, where's it going to be marked? At the 30, actually, right on the 30. So 1st and 10 Lions. Nice catch there, big play. 2 big plays in a row, one to Rashard, now one to Brown. Play coming in from the sideline. Mitchell and Smith, same formation, basically 4 receivers, 2 each side. Mitchell handing off Smith. Smith has a lot of room, big hole for Smith. Smith to the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's taken down. Nice play. They spread it wide, and then they ran it up the middle for Smith. That was the biggest hole Smith has seen in quite a while tonight. And it's going to be 1st and goal at the 5. CPA threatening to get back in this game. Mitchell. Smith again. Handoff. Smith. Smith getting in. No. Inside the 5, the 3, the 2. Where did he get down? It's hard to see from this angle. I think maybe the 1. So that was Mitchell. I thought he might pull that ball out of Smith's cradle, but he did give it to Smith, and Smith, hands on his knees right now. He got hit pretty hard on that tackle. He's okay, though. Let's see what the play will be here. They're saying now 2nd down and goal from about the 1.5, I think. It's hard to tell from up here. In motion is Presley. Handoff Smith. Smith up the middle. Smith. Is he in? He is. Yes, he is. Touchdown Lions. And did they ever need one right there. I go back to the play when Albert Mitchell was about to be sacked by 3 different guys. He somehow got out of the pressure and found Rashard over the middle for a first down. That was the catalyst. The next play went to Brown on a long pass to the 30, and then a huge run for Smith to the 5, and then Smith goes in 2 plays later. So it's a touchdown for Lions, and they're down by only 6 right now, pending Osborne's attempt. Brown to snap, Manuel to hold. Osborne to kick. Way good, right? Yep, excellent. So that is a huge, short drive with authority just when the CPA needed one. And the Lions make it a 25-20 game now with 3:30 to go in the 3rd. Wow. Well, we said it before that kickoff when Pearl-Cohn went up by 12. We said it's a character test, and I'd say they passed the first part of the exam right there by putting together a kind of a lightning-quick drive to get back in this game. What were you saying? Oh. No. Okay.
Dana wants a shout-out. She's at the hospital tonight.
Hospital. Okay. All right. So big play, big drive right there. Hey, if you're listening out there watching, Dana Keck, CPA middle school teacher, and I understand you're at the hospital with your mom, and certainly our prayers and thoughts are with your family and with her and you guys, and hope everything's okay. And I think you're tuning in from where you are. So if that's the case, thanks for being with us. I'm right next to your husband. I can guarantee he's doing what he's supposed to be doing here. He's coaching them up from the roof. And CPA's trying to raise the roof right now and get things going on defense. We'll see. That kickoff, though, not what you wanted. Osborne at kick, and Osborne hangs his head at to the 40 and says, "What'd I do?" He knows he kind of mishit that when it went out of bounds, which means it'll be Pearl-Cohn's football at the 40. Is that right? I forgot if it's the 40 or 35 at high school level. Yeah, it'll be the 35. So, not the best situation perhaps, but first down and 10, yep, for Pearl-Cohn. Okay, no time went off the clock. It's still 3:30 in the third quarter, and they're clinging to a 5-point lead now. Folks, I think we got our internet problem solved. I hope that's the case. Not positive on that, but we were able to adjust our network settings, and I think we're good. First down. Keeper by Knight, the quarterback. He gets about 3 to the 38. Getting really windy out here now. The wind is picked up. So if this comes down to a field goal, that would be interesting, because right now the gusts are stronger than they were earlier in the game. Second down, about 7 to go for Pearl-Cohn right here. Knight hand off to Harris. Harris going to bust it outside. Tackle made by Brown, but not before a big gain close to the first down. Depends on the spot. He gets a friendly spot by the left foot of the referee. He's going to, well, I don't know. Yeah, they're going to say first down. They had to make it to right to the 30, the 45, and the spot was extremely generous in my estimation. Here's a handoff. Tackle made nicely there by 2 CPA players, including who was in Parker Howell, 66, along with Joe Trice, 16, who's in the game. So good play there to stop with only about a 1.5 yard gain. Second down, 8.5 coming up. 2:24 on the clock, third quarter. It's running. Pearl-Cohn leading by 5. The band is getting louder over there. Shotgun for Knight again. Play action. Keeper, a lot of room. Knight's going to get a first down, I do believe. Depends on where they spot it. But it's going to be either very close. That was a generous spot. Generous spot, and also, I don't know. Main thing there, Coach Keck, I hear him saying right next to me, is they had chances to bring him down and didn't do it. So you'd have to say missed tackles is an issue. Shotgun, handoff at the middle. Hogan this time gets about 2. Clock at 1:41. Without this, folks, I think to me this is the biggest drive of the game. Obviously, Pearl-Cohn's able to march down and score again. It makes things much more difficult for CPA in the fourth quarter. Lions, it wouldn't be out of it, of course. 12 minutes is a long time in football, but you certainly would have the momentum you just got back on that scoring drive would ebb away if you're not careful here. Second down and 8. It's Knight, hand out to Harris, going to his right. Harris bounces outside. No, he doesn't. Good play by Chase Smith there to string that one out, and then he had teammates coming to help and keep that to about a 1 yard gain. Getting up slowly there, Harris limping. He is coming off the field gingerly right there. That could be a factor. Earlier in the game, somebody else for Pearl-Cohn went off limping too. Who was that? I've forgotten now, but I think they're all back in the game except right now going to the training bench is Harris. That's not a good sign if you're Pearl-Cohn. He's a speedster. Blitz coming. Nice blitz right there by Charles along with Brown and I think who else? Charles and Brown blitzed, and that disrupted the pass. It was incomplete, so it comes up a 4th down and 8 or 4th and 7. That was huge. So the blitz was effective right there in rushing the pass from Knight, and it fell incomplete. Defeated his receiver. So big play there. Punt formation right now for Bailey, the kicker. He's the punter and the place kicker. He's standing at his 45. Back to receive is Osborne. He's standing at the 10. Well, what happened there? That was a strange thing. Anyway, it looked like an odd. Everybody froze except one receiver who went out, or one flanker. Anyway, it's going to be a a punt out of bounds, and it's marked at the 24. This looked like an odd play right there. Either way, though, it's CPA football, which is good. The Lions were able to stop that drive right about midfield. Yeah, it was a penalty called against Pearl-Cohn. It's declined, and so the result of the punt will be a 1st and 10 Lions at their own 25. They don't want to let them kick it again. That was a relatively short kick. So 15 seconds, third quarter is about to end. Maybe one play or maybe two. And it'll be set up for CPA down by 5, most likely, after 3. With a chance to drive down and get the lead again. We'll see.
Another pause in the play. I admonish everybody. I admonish everyone to get out and vote. Register, get your ride, get out and vote. We need to vote. If you don't vote, shut up.
Interesting point right there made by Catfish. I don't know if you heard that or not, but he said get out and vote, and if you don't vote, shut up. Catfish is a colorful PA announcer here at Pearl-Cohn. Okay. It's a shotgun. Mitchell with Smith and the same 4 receivers who have been playing wide much of the game. Actually, Isaacs is in the game now. 15 Xander Isaacs, Manuel on this side. On the other side, it's Osborne and Richard, so no Brown. Osborne goes in motion. Now 3 wide to the right. Handoff. No. Keeper by Mitchell. Mitchell up the middle. Mitchell squirting through past the 25, 27. And the quarter's going to run out here. Yes, it says 0. We're going to switch ends of the field. So at the end of 3, we'll tell you that was an interesting quarter in lots of different ways. 2 scores for Pearl-Cohn in the quarter. And but no extra points. They get 25. So the quarter goes 12-7 in favor of Pearl-Cohn. And we have one more quarter to go. 1 quarter stands between CPA and an undefeated regular season, which will be the first one since 2000 during their first ever, the first of 2 state championship runs. Of course, 2000 was the first, and then 2002 was the second state title run. CPA has a chance to make another run like that this year. Of course, last year was a big run up to the semifinals, when the difference between the semifinals and the finals was just 2 measly little points at Milan. This year, can CPA go farther? Can they make it to the final game? Can they challenge the likes of CAK or Alcoa? First, you got to get past Pearl-Cohn tonight and then worry about the first round of the playoffs. I'm sure Coach Martin and his staff will be very good about taking a 1 game at a time approach to the playoffs and saying, guys, it doesn't matter if you won't see CAK or Alcoa unless you win the first one. Okay, here we go. 2nd down and 10, they're saying. Mitchell pass toward Brown. He's open. What a catch by Brown. Inside the 40 to the 36. Big play there. Mitchell to Brown. They're going to mark it on the 35, actually. And CPA will attempt to hurry this one up. But got to wait for the chains, though. The chain gang not quite as quick as CPA's offensive squad. That makes it tough to go hurry up when you've got the chain guys having to go 30 yards. Big play there. Mitchell to Brown. Pinpoint pass. Nice catch. And here we go. First down. Unsportsmanlike conduct against. What's going on there? My goodness. That's going to be 15 yards marched off. Up to midfield. It'll still be a first down, Lions. Can't tell what happened. Didn't see anything or hear anything. It may have been the sideline deal. Earlier in the game, there was a sideline warning given to CPA. Who knows? Either way, it's a big, big penalty. 15 yards marched backward to midfield. 11:49 clock running here in the 4th quarter. CPA, first time they've been behind, I think, in the fourth quarter all year. I don't think the Goodpasture game was a deficit that late. Maybe I'm wrong. It was maybe tied late. Smith, handoff. Smith stumbles, had a lot more room, but he stumbled. Look at him he pounds the ground as if to say, I know I could have gone farther, but I just lost my balance. So still a positive gain for CPA up to 43, and it'll be about 2nd down and 3. So good play either way. Handoff, Smith again. No, keeper by Mitchell. Mitchell has some room. Mitchell stumbles also, but he gets a first down. Mitchell pounds the ball into the turf. That's the second play in a row where the footing has been lost there. But still, it's a first down for the Lions. Good play up to the 35, so they made that 15 yards back from where the catch was made by Brown. They've made up the penalty, basically. First down. Clock 11:03. In motion goes Osborne. Mitchell. Good snap. Mitchell rolling out to his right, looking down for Brown through his hands. Goes the ball. Defended pretty well there by Groves, 24. And also 28. Slaughter, I think, was on the coverage as well. Looked like maybe Brown had a chance at that one, but it went through his hands. It was definitely had some heat on it. 2nd down, 10. 10:49 to go. You got Smith back there with Mitchell. And 4 receivers. It's the same thing. It's Mitchell up the middle. A lot of room. Smith. Face mask, maybe? Good grief. He had him by the face mask. Referee didn't see it, apparently. It's a first down. Should have been more. That no call. I don't know if you saw that on the camera, but Chase Smith with a good run. 1st and 10 Lions. They're driving again at the 22 now. Mitchell, shotgun. Back to throw. He's got Richard there at the 10. Richard spinning down to the goal line. Did he get in? He did. What a play by Thomas Richard. Makes the catch about the 10, spins outside, and stretches out and puts the ball on the goal line. 6 points Lions. Nice pass, nice catch, nice run after the catch, and CPA takes the lead. Well, actually, I got that wrong. Let me make sure I get that right. It's actually 26-25 CPA. Let's get this straight. Here we go. That's right now. Lions go up by 1, and timeout will be called by CPA. I think we'll give them 2 remaining, I think. What a play that time. Nice pass by Mitchell, and nice catch by Richard. Then the better part of the play was Richard spinning out, breaking a tackle, and then keeping his legs moving down toward the goal line and then reaching out to extend his body and putting the ball over the goal line. He slammed the ball down on the ground inside the end zone, and the result is a touchdown. So now we have a timeout. I think CPA may be determining whether to go for 2. It would make sense to go for 2 right here because you'd be up by 3 then. So they're going to go for 2, no question. All right. It'll be Richard to the left, Max Presley out to the right, Smith and Charles in the backfield with Mitchell. See, what do you do here? Do you run? Do you pass? In motion goes Presley. So now it's kind of a stacked backfield. Mitchell's going to roll out. Try to pass it or run. Mitchell's going to run. He's going to be in. He gets there on a keeper. So Mitchell picks up the 2, and the Lions go up by 3 at 28-25 here with 10:19 to go in the fourth quarter. The character test right now you look at the sidelines, it's the opposite as it was 10 minutes ago. CPA is the sideline that's up. The fans are cheering over there. Cheerleaders are going. The players are excited. And Pearl-Cohn, by contrast, is much quieter than they were. Not much dancing going on right now, none at all, compared to what it was when it was 25-13. So the Lions have reeled off now 15 straight points to retake the lead. Well, for the first time since they were ahead, let's see, it was 13-7. The Lions were ahead in the first quarter. Then it was tied. And so the Lions haven't led this game for quite some time. Now they're back on top by 3. Big question mark now. Can they stop Pearl-Cohn? They were able to stop them on the last drive effectively. Can they go undefeated? Make it 10-0? If you're tuning in, I hope you're able to watch the game. I hope you're enjoying it. It's definitely an exciting one. Kickoff coming from Osborne. It's a long, high one to the 5. Groves has the ball. There's Presley. Misses the tackle. Groves with a nice move. Now he runs into his own man, does Groves, and gets just past the 20. So really, that's an effective kickoff for CPA overall, even though I heard Coach Keck groan a minute when it looked like Presley had a chance at him. But Groves made a nice dipsy-do move to get past. And you can't always stop that. It's fun. It's entertaining, to be honest with you, to be standing next to Coach Keck here and hear Coach Keck's emotions emoting between Coach Keck and between Catfish down there below us in the PA booth. It's a fun atmosphere for football, and I'll say I'm thankful right now that rain has not materialized. There's a line of showers that's supposed to be coming this way from the west, and so far it hasn't hit us. So that's good news. 10-12 to go, fourth quarter. Pearl-Cohn back on offense. Flag goes. Maybe a clock violation. I think maybe too much time. Yes, it is. That's a good penalty if you're CPA. That's going to be 5 yards marched off against Pearl-Cohn. And they will have 1st and 15 now from their own 17-yard line. Here it is. Handoff. It's a reverse type handoff to Groves. Oh, a lot of room for Groves. It takes Chase Smith and Xander Isaacs to track him down, but not before a huge gain up to the 35. That will be a 17-yard gain, I think, 18 maybe. Well, not what you want to see happen if you're CPA. 10:03, clock stopped. 1st and 10, Firebirds at their own 35. 2 backs with Knight. Knight hands off Harris, who's back in the game. Stacked up pretty well there by James Elliott, Matt Keck, and several other Lion defenders. Gain of about 2, maybe 1.5. Also getting out of the pile there is Parker Howell. And Chase Smith. Also, I see in that mix, I want to make sure I give credit where credit's due. Hunter Cross, 50, has been in on some big plays as well as a lineman. So it's Cross right now, Hunter Cross 50, Parker Howell 66, Elliott 72, and Charles 24. Trice is in the game too. Here comes a keeper by Knight. Not going to happen. Knight goes down with no gain. I think he almost handed the ball off to Harris, and then at the last minute decided to keep it. Yes, and so it was a kind of a busted play, if you will. And Knight kept it, but didn't get anywhere. He lost yardage, actually. 3rd down, 9. Ball is roughly on the 36. Big play here, obviously, yes. 8:39, clock running in the fourth quarter. If CPA were to stop them here, would they go for it this late in the game? Good question. We'll find out. Knight. Blitz coming. Knight is going to be taken down. Yes. Chris Charles was the first man there, and then Brown and Hooper picked him up, finished him off. Good play. Punt formation coming up for Pearl-Cohn. I heard a coach just say, watch the fake. That's a good idea. Coming out of there slowly was Knight. Knight looks like he was shaken up on that tackle. He eluded the first tackle attempt by Chris Charles, but then he couldn't get out of the other the second wave of CPA defenders. Clock is running at 7:52. 4th down, 13. Will they fake it? I wonder. Bailey, no, is going to kick it. And decent kick, turns over. Fair catch made, slightly bobbled there by Osborne, but makes the fair catch. I think the wind may have carried it a little bit farther than Osborne initially thought, but a good job by JR to make the fair catch at the 34. Yeah, 35, I think exactly they're going to mark it. Let's see. Yeah, 35. So you certainly can't breathe any big sigh of relief yet, but the momentum has shifted back from Maplewood to CPA from about the midway point of the third quarter till now, with 7:35 on the clock in the fourth quarter. Lions have taken the momentum and the lead back. And Pearl-Cohn's side a lot quieter than it was when they were up by 12. Referees talking. This game seems to have been has taken some time to play. I'm not sure what's going on, but there have been several delays. It's 9:22 on my watch, Central Time right now. Seems like there's just been a lot of, almost feels like a TV game. It's not, though. Just some delays on among the officials. Okay, we're waiting for something right now. Referees over there talking to Coach Martin about something on the far side. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't tell what it is. Maybe another sideline discussion. The chain gang is involved in some kind of discussion, conversations. I think, if I am reading signals right, it's something about the sideline. So maybe a penalty against CPA. Let's see what the referee is going to do here. Yeah, he's going to announce something. I can't tell. Not much help, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to just play football right now. Here we go. It's 1st down and 10, Lions at the 35. Osborne goes in motion. It's Mitchell. Whistle blows, though, before the play. That's hard to believe. After all that delay, that's going to be a legal procedure. So 5 yards back to the 30. 7:34. Question right now, can CPA run the clock out? A nice sustained drive resulting in a score would certainly do it and be a welcome sight for all the CPA fans who made the trek north into Nashville. Most of our fans have come north from the Bellevue, Brentwood, Franklin, etc. area. Pass from Mitchell, caught by Manuel, and he will fight his way up the sideline. He stepped out, they say, where? At about the 40. Clock stopped at 7:26. So that was a gain of 10. Yes. And now it makes 2nd down and 5. Good play there by Manuel. A nice pass by Mitchell. Osborne in motion. Rolling left is Mitchell. He's going to look down for Richard, who's open. Richard makes the catch. Richard avoids one tackle and falls forward down right past midfield. Tackle made by Hogan there. So it's going to be a 1st down. That's a good sign. Right past midfield. Let's see if they mark it. Yep. Yeah, just the ball is just touching midfield on the Pearl-Cohn side. 1st and 10 Lions. Clock now goes under 7 minutes. 3-point lead CPA. Nothing safe, obviously, at this point. Here's Mitchell. Hand off Smith. Smith. A lot of room for Smith. Smith to the 40. 35. The 30. Tackled down. The ball comes loose. Is it a fumble or was he down? Was he down? I think he was down. Catfish editorializing on the PA says he wasn't down. They're going to say he was down. I think. Boy, I sure hope so. Yes. Big play there. A big play. The call that he was down is huge. And, of course, there's no replay in high school, but that could have gone either way. They said his knee was down, so it's a good run for Smith. And, yeah, someone in the crowd yells replay. Wouldn't that be nice in high school? So the ball was on the 40, right? Is that a 33-yard run? No, it wasn't. It was actually on the 50. So it's a 23-yard run for Chase Smith. Well done. First and 10 Lions at the 27. Mitchell, keeper, he gets away from the first tackle, makes a move inside. Mitchell, nice run for Albert down to the 20 or so. And the senior quarterback, Samford commitment. I thought he might go down in the backfield there, but he eluded the first would-be tackler and was able to run on through for a sizable gain, about 7-yard gain. It brings up 2nd down and 3 from the Pearl-Cohn 20. Clock at 5:48, running. Mitchell again rolls to his left. He's good looking for Richard. He's wide open. Touchdown, Lions. Thomas Richard. A nice pass from Mitchell. Nice catch from Richard. His 2nd touchdown in the exact same part of the field. And his teammates will celebrate as they should, as the Lions now go up 34-25. The clock is at 5:38, by the way. Momentum went back to CPA's way, and that late in the 3rd quarter. Osborne will attempt the PAT from the 10. High snap brought down by Manuel. Kick on the way. Good. Good job by Andrew to get the snap down. Lions go up by 10 now. You would think it would be very difficult for Pearl-Cohn to overcome this lead, at least based on the momentum swing. And I don't know, for their sake, Knight was shaken up. That last drive, I see Gordon warming up a little bit with Knight. Knight's okay, I think. He's down there passing the ball with Mario Gordon. His teammate staying warm. I think he's okay. He came up a little gimpy on a sack when Chris Charles was almost sacked him, and then I think Howell and I'm not sure who else, but he went down on that 3rd down play in Pearl-Cohn's last drive. So here we go. Lions have 5 minutes and 38 seconds between them and an undefeated regular season. And it has not been easy tonight. If you're just joining us, or if you missed any part of the broadcast, Lions were up 6-0, touchdown with a missed extra point. Pearl-Cohn ran the ensuing kickoff back 85-plus yards for a touchdown, making it 7-6. Lions went back up 13-7 on a touchdown after that, I should say. But then Pearl-Cohn tied it, and then they scored 2 times to go up 25-13. Both PATs were missed, and before the Lions then have scored, 22 points unanswered. Is that right? Tackle made there by a host of Lions. Is my math correct on that? Yeah, it is. Yeah, they scored 22 points unanswered to go from 25-13 down to 35-25 up. I was not a math major, folks, so I'm sorry. I apologize to Mark Miller and the other math teachers at CPA if I don't represent the academy very well mathematically. But I can add enough to say it's a 10-point lead for CPA, and the clock says 5:30 to go. On paper coming in, this looked like it might be CPA heavily favored in this game, but the prognosticators were right who said, Pearl-Cohn, watch out. Interception, though. That pass was short from Knight, intended for Omari Moore, rather, and it was intercepted by Chase Smith. So Smith has done it on offense and defense tonight for CPA. He had several huge runs in, I bet he's over 100 yards or close to it, if not over. And then he makes the interception there. So huge play. Will that seal it? No, I wouldn't be surprised. 5:24 remaining in the 4th. Lions have the ball on the 33-yard line of Pearl-Cohn. Not encouraging if you're Pearl-Cohn right now. Lions, boy, are we going to be able to say 10-0 momentarily? I think we may be able to. Timeout called by Coach Martin's staff. And I believe that will be their second of the half, leaving them with 1. All right, so again, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Is the playoff pairing show. You can look at, for details, you can look TSSAA Network, that's TSSAA Network.com, or playonsports.com, and you'll see, or look on TSSAA.org, and you'll see the link to that broadcast if you want to watch the show to see where CPA ends up being paired and against whom in the first round of the playoffs. I know the coaching staff is hopeful. We are hopeful that we can host several games, at least before having to go on the road, get a high enough seed that you're the home team for the first few rounds. And if memory serves, what is it, 5 games you have to win state? I think you start off with a round of 32, right? Maybe it's 6 games. Anyway, 1 game at a time. Here is Mitchell in the shotgun with Smith, Charles, Presley. Handoff Smith up the middle. Smith runs into his own man, Charles, but still able to churn his way down. What could have been a disaster, not really a disaster, but could have been a very short gain, ends up being a significant one at, I think, about 6. Maybe 5. Maybe 4. Well, anyway, it looked good, and it was better than nothing. So now 2nd down and 6. Lions inside the 30 at the 28. Mitchell has the ball in the gun. Same play, exactly. Smith, this time taken down in the backfield. Nice play, nice tackle made there by Chandler. Tondrick Chandler with a good tackle. While I have a second, I want to remind folks, if you're watching out there, CPA Fine Arts presents its fall main stage production play called The Curious Savage. That's going to be coming up real soon, November 15 and 17. It'll be Thursday night at 7. And then again on Saturday, it'll be at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock. That's the 17th. That's Saturday. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be a rollicking, fun time put on by the CPA High School Thespians, led by Mrs. Paula Flott. And they're rehearsing. Here's Mitchell in trouble. Mitchell is going to go down. Mitchell thought about throwing it, and then he realized he was smothered under by 3 Firebirds and just cut and run that time, cut his losses and went down. Brings up a big 4th down and long. Clock at 3:33, though, and the good news is it's still running for CPA, and they're up by 10 points. Pearl-Cohn better either call a timeout or who knows. They need some magic to happen extremely soon. On the sideline right now, I see a little bit of intensity among the coaches for Pearl-Cohn, and they're kind of going at it with each other a little bit. So now the clock it's still running, 3:04. What happened there is CPA called its last timeout, and that was a strategy decision to take it down as far as they could. And basically they ended up 1 second. Okay. They took it down all the way to 3:02. So obviously what happened there, CPA let it run as long as they could call timeout just before the play clock expired. My voice is getting a little bit frozen here. It's chilly. We're underneath an umbrella. So as I was saying a minute ago, about CPA Fine Arts, The Curious Savage. Tickets will go on sale in about a week from now. Stay tuned. Look for emails on Facebook updates from the Academy about, or the website, cpalions.org. That's cpalions.org. You'll find details about tickets. Will be on sale at the reception desks in the high school, middle school, and lower elementary school. $10 for adults. Here's a quick kick by Mitchell. goes down just about the 18, 19-yard line. I think they're going to mark it. Yep, at the 18. So first down and 10, Firebirds, 2:54 on the clock, 10-point deficit for them. They would need a big play or two quickly to get back in this game, and CPA will, of course, attempt to keep that from happening. Okay, so my last word about the Curious Savage. It's November 15th and 17th. Is that right? No. Is it 13 and 15? Oh, gosh. It's the Thursday and Saturday. I may have the dates mixed up. I think it's the 13th and 15th. Anyway, it's that week, and it's the Thursday, Saturday, 7 p.m. Thursday, 2 p.m., 7 p.m. Saturday. And it's $10 for adults and $5 for students. And you definitely want to go and, if you can, go and support those students and enjoy a great show. All right, football. First and 10 Firebirds at the 18. Handoff at the middle. Harris tripped up. Nicely done. Who was that? Robert Brown. Got in the backfield and tripped him up. And the result, no gain. And clock runs, 2:41. I don't know if Pearl-Cohn's given up on this one or not, but they have 2 timeouts remaining, I think. Second and 10. Clock at 2:30. I don't see a lot of urgency among Pearl-Cohn's offensive team right now. They may have decided, I don't know. Here's a long pass play for Moore over his head. Almost Amari Moore was the intended receiver. He had Osborne covering him with Andrew Manuel coming over, and it was too far out of the reach of Moore. Moore had a couple big plays in the first half. Haven't heard much from him in the second half. Incomplete, 2:11 on the clock. Third down and 10. Here's your ball game. These next 2 plays, if Pearl-Cohn can't convert a first down, CPA will be able to run the clock out and go home with a victory. Pass intended for Moore again, incomplete. Hits the deck. Good pressure there put by CPA's Robert Brown. Came in on a blitz, I think. Brown, Elliott, Howell. Is that Paul Adams in the game too? I think 72. No. Can't tell from here. It's 78, not actually. It's 78. So that was Benedict. So sorry about that. 2:07, 4th down. Well, this is your ball game. Pearl-Cohn's last chance to get anything going would be to convert a first down here. They're not going to punt, are they? I can't believe they're going to punt. That doesn't make any sense. Well, they punted. And takes a nice Pearl-Cohn bounce past midfield, but that he had to go for that. I don't understand that. You had to go for it on that 4th down to have a chance to be in the game. I'm perplexed by that. Why didn't they go for it? Why didn't they go for it? I think they gave up. Thank you. Yes, I would say Pearl-Cohn realized it was out of reach at that point and just conceded the point that they may as well just punt it away. So CPA will be able to run the clock out here. And the good news is it's going to be undefeated regular season for the Lions. They are in victory formation right now with Mitchell taking a knee. Clock at 1:51 and running, so they may have to take a knee a couple more times. I am a little bit surprised that Pearl-Cohn didn't go for it there on 4th down and try to convert. You never know. You get a big play, you score, onside kick. But I'm not a football coach, and that's why, probably a good reason why I'm not. And Coach Tony Brunetti is for Pearl-Cohn, and he's been successful. So I'm not one to question his strategy, but it will work out well for CPA tonight. Lions finish 10-0 regular season, and they will finish undefeated, of course, in district play. Pearl-Cohn will fall to 3-7 overall and 3-3 in district play. Lions will improve to 7-0 in the district. So once again, CPA runs the table. They defeat Good Pasture, Kenwood. Let me get the exact lineup here. Lancaster Christian, Stratford, Davidson Academy, East Nashville, Maplewood, Whites Creek, Lipscomb Academy, and tonight, Pearl-Cohn. So beginning August 17th through tonight, October 26th, unblemished record for CPA. Congrats to them, Coach Ingle Martin and his staff, and all the players on going undefeated. And, of course, if you asked them, they would say this is only the beginning, they hope. Game is over. Basically 19 seconds to go. Lions will begin the playoffs with a high seed and a home game. We'll know exactly what that will look like actually tomorrow we'll know. So as you see the players already, the clock's still running at 5 seconds, the players are already shaking hands. Everybody wants this one to be over, get out of the cold. We will sign off the air by saying thank you so much for joining us. This is Phil Newman, the Director of Communications at the Academy, and I apologize again for the internet connection issues we've had tonight. The game will be uploaded shortly, and we hope you get to enjoy watching it on demand. It will be taken down, however, at noon tomorrow, and will remain down throughout the playoffs. And after that, we'll have games put back up from the season. So congratulations, CPA wins this one 35-25. We'll make it a final, and we will sign off the air saying, again, thank you for joining us from Pearl-Cohn. And we'll see you back at the Academy soon. Good night.